Hey, what is up, y'all? Welcome to the 2019 Golden Elephant Award Finalist show, presentation, whatever it is you want to call it. Welcome, everybody watching live around the world, as well as after the fact. I'm your host, Edward Euler, and I appreciate you all tuning in today for this. So this is last year's, the year before. This is the 2018 Golden Elephant Award that I'm sad that I'm still in possession of, honestly. Due to, COVID and everything else and not going to the same conventions as the guys over at Roxley. Unfortunately, haven't been able to hand this to them yet, but there you go. You guys can see it written. There we go. So yeah, this is it. It's a pretty substantial award. I mean, it's pretty massive. It's solid crystal, I think. But yeah, there it is. That's it. So that's last year's award. I hope to never have one of these again in person this long. And hopefully I'll be able to get this to the Roxley guys here soon. But as it is, we are here to talk about last year's award, this year's award. You get the idea. So normally in April, we make the announcement for the Golden Elephant Award finalists, and that at HeavyCon, on Friday night of HeavyCon, just after the dinner at HeavyCon, we announced the Golden Elephant Award winner. Unfortunately, COVID happened this year, so here we are. And we're doing it late because, unfortunately, we weren't able to get all the games played. We played a couple extras that we weren't able to previously, but life happens, so here we are. And the tonic, by the way, for those wondering, down below, I guess. Earlier, I linked how to make this. All right, so let's get into it, shall we? There's a link down below that talks about the criteria that we use for voting for the Golden Elephant Award. In years past, it was the hosts of Heavy Cardboard, and last year we expanded that to a number of other voters. And this year we are up to, I believe, 9 voters for this year's award. And there was a lot of different, we'll talk about it here in a little bit. Let's just get into the finalists, shall we? So without further ado, here we go. The first, and these are in no particular order. I was going to do it alphanumerically, but I thought, you know what, let's just mix it up and randomize it. So that's what I did. So here we go. Your first Golden Elephant Award finalist for 2019, BIOS Origins, second edition. The game is drastically different from the first edition in that it's its own animal, designed by Phil Eklund and published by Ion Game Design / Sierra Madre Games. It's personally one of my favorite games of last year, but it got enough votes for this to be a finalist between all the judges. And I should say that we set the criteria that at least a third of the panel needs to have voted for a game for it to make the Golden Elephant Award finalists. So that was the criteria that we set for whether or not it's a finalist or not. So there we go. So congratulations to everybody over at Ion Game Design. That is your first. Now, also, I should point out that there is no limit to the number of finalists that there could be. There could be 3 one year, there could be 20 one year. Who knows? So there isn't a set number at any given time, at any given year. So there we go. First one up, we got BIOS Origins. Second, to the surprise of exactly 0 people, it is Pax Pamir, second edition. I figure I get all the 2.0s out. Designed by Cole Worley and published by Whirligig Games. Now, again, this change is such a drastic change from the first edition. It is a completely different game. So we did, as a judging panel, did feel that this is not a reprint. This is not a cosmetic change. This is a significant, fundamental, mechanical, just reimagining of the game. And everybody thought collectively this is the only game, I will say, that made the finalists on every single list. Almost all of them were on, most of them. This is the only one that was carte blanche as a finalist for everybody out there. All right? So congratulations to Cole and his brother over at Whirligig. So there we go. Now we have City of the Big Shoulders, designed by Raymond Chandler III and published by his own company, Parallel Games. City of the Big Shoulders, it's a game that I followed the development of for a number of years, honestly, and was a really well done Kickstarter. Really, the end of it, yeah. Good thing I don't talk for a living. The production quality ended up being fantastic. The gameplay has been really, really good. And yeah, almost universally, everybody thought this deserved to be on there, myself included. So yeah, congrats to Raymond. I know Raymond's in chat. There he is. Yep. And Cole's here as well. And yeah, we have gotten to calling Cole Meryl Streep because he is constantly nominated and is yet to win. So I'm sorry, Cole. We'll see how this year works out for you. But it's cool to see that you guys are in chat. Thanks for joining us. Definitely appreciate that. And yeah, congrats to Raymond, Emily, and everybody involved here with City of the Big Shoulders. So well done there. Next up, we have Barrage, which, a moment on this one. There we go. All right, so this one kind of surprised me a little bit. Was on almost every single list as well. So Barrage, designed by Tommaso Battista and Simone Luciani, and published by Cranio Creations. Now, I don't know that we took into account the Kickstarter fulfillment issues with the gears, this and that, et cetera, et cetera. We're judging it on the game itself, and that's why we as a judging panel felt that it deserved to be on this list for the gameplay and everything else included in that. So congrats to everybody over there involved with Barrage. All right. Next, we have PAX Transhumanity, designed by Matt Eklund and published by Ion Game Design. That's 2 by them. That's pretty impressive, not going to lie. This is the latest in the PAX series, as is PAX Premier 2nd edition, but they both came out last year, obviously. So the first one that has Matt's name on it, and definitely the judging panel was quite smitten. Not everybody, mind you, but everybody felt that it absolutely deserved to be a finalist and thought it was worthy of the recognition. So congrats to Matt, congrats to everybody over at Ion Game Design on a pretty fantastic PAX game. All right. All right. So next up, yes, there's more. Next up, we have Pipeline, designed by Ryan Courtney and published by Capstone Games. And yeah, I'm not really terribly surprised that this ended up on the list either. I'll be honest, I'm really not surprised at really any of the games that made the list on this one. This is another one that I happen to follow the development of for a number of years. But again, I am 1/9 of the voting panel on this, so my opinion only counts so much. But no, it's a fantastic game that breaks my brain. The positioning of pipes in this game is brutal, and everything. Yeah, it's a wonderful game. So well done to everybody involved there with Pipeline. And that's it. Those are your finalists for the 2019 Golden Elephant Award. Now, before I, cut this out and everything, I did want to highlight some other stuff and bring up some other topics and some other games and mention them as well. So there were 3 other games that missed it by 1 vote. And those are Crystal Palace, 1882, and Formosa Tea. So just right on the cusp. That was close. And then there were a number of games that only were listed on one panel's list. However, I will say that there's one game in particular, honestly, that didn't get a chance to play. Or check that, 2 games on the that didn't make it as finalists that unfortunately not a lot of us were able to play due to COVID, honestly. Those were 1882 and Nevsky. And Nevsky was on the list of a couple of folks, but didn't make it as a finalist. Then there was Dinogenics, Be Lives, and Black Angel also were on at least one list as well. Now, there was one other game that we were big fans of, still are, but we didn't feel fit the weight for the Golden Elephant Award, and it just missed the cut. So, and that is Yin Yang from, shoot, I forget the publisher now off the top of my name, or off the top of my head. So Yin Yang, it was just too light for it to be considered as a Golden Elephant Award finalist. Basically what we do, the BGG weight ratings are, it's BG Nations, by the way, is the publisher. There we go. That's it. Thanks to the Peanut Gallery for that one. So while the weight ratings on BGG are flawed and not ideal necessarily, we do use them as a rough gauge. And so basically what we did is we set it at 2.7 or higher on a scale of 1 to 5 for the Golden Elephant Award. And we looked over on BGG and didn't realize until I was compiling the list that nobody had listed Yin Yang, myself included, and went to BGG and saw the weight rating at something around 2.5. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's a midweight Euro, but so we had to set that line somewhere. Feel pretty good about where it ended up. But that said, it's now out of stock anyway, so there's that. But no, congrats to everybody over at BG Nations for Yin Yang for an excellent midweight Euro as well. So there we go. Yes, Gaurav, glory to COVID for Nevsky. Yes, all right. So there you go. Those are your 6, I think, Golden Elephant Award finalists for 2019. Now, I would like to actually have the award in hand for this year or last year, the 2019 award in hand before we actually announce the winner, even though we do know the winner right now. So the original plan was to have a live show with all of the voters, all of the judging panel via Skype or something along those lines, as well as the award in hand next week. Unfortunately, it's going to be delayed a week, so we're going to have to slide that for 2 weeks from now. So probably 2 weeks from Friday is when we're going to be doing that. We're going to have it's basically going to be a long discussion show about why this game, why not this game, or why they felt and why we collectively as a judging panel felt that both the game that we did choose as the Golden Elephant Award winner and why other certain games should or shouldn't have. And so I think it'll be a really interesting discussion. It should be pretty good for all of us to get together to do that, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. So look for that in 2 weeks here on the show. All right, so yeah, congrats to all of the finalists. Congrats to all the designers, graphic designers, developers, publishers, everybody involved with all of them. Certainly, say again? I'm getting there. Peanut Gallery. I feel like Stephen Colbert on his show now all of a sudden. I really do. So, yep. Yeah, oh, don't worry. You're gonna see the list here before I go. And I mean, that was funny, right? I mean, because it won everything else. So I think Emily would get a chuckle out of that as well. So no harm meant, no offense meant, just Wingspan won basically everything else last year, but we thought it would be funny to put it up there as well. So yeah, a big congrats to everybody. Thanks everybody for the support. Look for the podcast coming out next week. We recorded part one of a two-part episode because it was such a long conversation. Me and JT talking clinic. So look for that next week. Thanks everybody again for watching. Thanks for the support. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. PledgeHC.com. Support the show there. And I will see you guys in a couple days with more streams. Tomorrow is Girl Stampede with Jess, so be sure to tune in for that. Until then, take care, be kind to one another, wear your mask, social distance, and again, be kind to one another. Thanks, everybody.